Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey guys, this is a follow-up video. I got an awful lot of emails yesterday about this machine. This goes out to everybody. I do not have time to respond back to 100 emails, which is what I got yesterday. I got like close to 100 emails concerning this tape format. It was crazy. All right, this is a Ampex VR-7100 7000 series. It's a Type A machine, a very, very rare machine. Even if these are found, they do not work, folks. They have to be completely rebuilt and serviced, which is an impossible feat, which I'm beginning to discover due to the time frame it's taken me to do this. But anyways, yeah, they're not. If you own one of these, you're better off just to let me know, and maybe I can get it from you for parts. But fixing it on your own, it's not really possible, and I'm about to explain why. All right, for the past year, I've been working on this machine, or this type of machine. All right, you have to start off with, first of all, the most common thing, which is not the hardest part of this, is recapping, putting brand new electrolytics on all the boards. As you can see, this is a servo board. In all these boards, you got to have new capacitors. Then I rebuilt the entire motor run board with new electrolytics and everything else. That's sort of the easy part, okay? Getting all the capacitors in is a must. The hard part about this machine, okay, well, and plus, I didn't mention you have to have, new motor run caps is a big help as well. The hard part is the tires on these things, guys. They're gigantic. They're not available. You cannot find them. I don't know anybody who has these. It's literally an impossibility. If you have one of these machines, these will crumble and fall apart in pieces, like this machine did when I first got it. The rubber on these was very, very poor rubber that was used. You cannot find them. You literally cannot find them. These were made special. I think somebody or they were old new stock in the late 90s or early 90s. I don't know who got these, but somebody had a pair of these on a machine that I got that was junk that they swapped them out. I don't have any idea how they got them. Maybe they had the parts from an order from somewhere that they got and they were new. So I was able to end up swiping them out into this machine. But my research and all my suppliers and everywhere I've looked, you cannot get these tires. You just can't. The belts are generally, you can get them. They're like sewing machine belts. You can actually get these. If you measure the sizes out, you can go online. They're round belts. There's 3 of them. One that goes on the motor, the capstan. The drum motor here. And then you got these that go on your rewind and fast forward. The belts you can get. Another big problem. This is your capstan roller spindle right here for this motor. It runs your capstan up on top. This has got a rubber tire on it, and this all turns to goo. And when this goes bad, you have to get it fixed. And I know there's a guy I heard somewhere that rebuilds rubber rollers, and I think he'd be able to rebuild this spindle. I'm pretty sure of it. But this is some impossible stuff, and these tires you just cannot get, guys. So if you really want to start pulling your hair out and you really get aggravated on working on a restoration, this has got to be one of the worst ones I've ever seen in my entire life. It's extremely difficult to fix this machine. All right, so as far as underneath, there's just a lot of parts you just cannot get. All right, now the biggest problem is you have to have video heads for these machines, especially when you're working on large collections like this. I have a brand new video head on here. I have extra heads that I fabricated from a video head that I made work to actually make video heads for the machine. Another problem is that these machines have a problem with what's called the upper connector to the playback preamp board. There's a connector in the center here that takes the signal from the head to that preamp board that goes out to the other boards. All right, those short out, and if you had this particular model, it had a special design that's not really fixable. But those short out, you have to rebuild the amplifier board on these. And like I said, it takes a lot of skill and technique. You have to be an extreme electronic technician to understand how to fix one of these. But the transformers, they short out and they have to be rebuilt. Mine took 3 days to rebuild, and it takes special wire to do it. And I was talking about the wire that you need. This is a very fine copper wire. It's so fine, it's not even funny. It's extremely fine. And I had to use that to rebuild the transformer, which is in the video head stack. All right, and that transforms your signal to your preamp to your rest of your boards. That was completely shorted out, and all the machines I've had, and I've had a couple junk ones, that none of them are any good. So those are automatically, you might as well count as being bad, and that's the most difficult part of the machine, is rebuilding a transformer, and you got to have video heads. Well, I was able to come up with a solution for video heads for mine. So, you know, that's an impossibility for just some average person, because if you don't dive into understanding the machine and having sources for parts, you can't do mega amounts of tapes like these. You can't transfer a lot of tapes because you have to have a lot of parts. This is a very, very, very impossible, difficult machine to fix. Very. There's a lot of parts you just can't get, and you have to fabricate every possible scenario there is to fix it, especially these tires. Now, these tires came from a machine that somebody tried to fix at some point, and they're brand new. So I don't know how he got these. He might have gotten them from Ampex before they went out of business. I don't know. But these tires are not available, and they run your spindles. You rewind and fast forward and play. The belts are still available. You can get them online for like sewing machines. You just have to have the right sizes that runs the actual spindle scanning drum. There's a belt there, and then you got two belts to run your fast forward and rewind. All right, I get people asking me, I've been getting people by emails. A couple people, actually had 2 or 3 people said they had a machine, a 7000 or 7100 like this. Is it possible to fix on their own? I'm going to tell you right now, do not bother working on this machine. It is a freaking nightmare. You need to have many parts. You got to have parts. You have to have belts. You have to have rollers. You have to have video heads. And you have to know how to rebuild a video head transformer that's located on top. And those short out all the time on all of these. They short out. I haven't had one that wasn't shorted out. And I've had about 5 of these machines over the years, over the past 6 years, and they're just impossible to fix. I mean, I had to come up with so many engineering skills on my own in how to redesign it and fix the problems. It's not even funny. So if you own one of these, like I said, guys, contact me. I'd be willing to have it for parts, just to scrap it out. But do not try to rebuild one of these on your own. Big mistake. That's all I got to tell you. It's a big mistake. You will literally, be pulling your hair out, and you'll be running into dead walls every time you turn around. There just isn't availability on parts on these. As far as capacitors and transistors, that's not a big deal, but the mechanics of it is the big problem. And the video head and scanner is the big problem. And the audio stacks that go bad on these, that's a big problem. So I hope to answer your questions. I've been getting a lot of emails past couple days about this. Stay away. Stay far away. It's all I got to tell you. And like I said, I am working on a lot of tapes, and my machine is almost completely done. We'll be offering transfers. And like I said, it's an impossibility to any average person to ever do this, guys. This is some serious engineering skills. You got to really know what the hell you're doing. And so I tell people this particular format, stay far away. But if you have the tapes, I should be able to help you with the tape transfers. That shouldn't be a big problem. We are completing this machine. I'm locating serious problems with just speeds on this, fixing that issue. But my machine is 100% rebuilt, and it's taken almost a year to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any other questions, let me know. Just drop me a message in below the video, or send me an email, and I'll try to keep making videos to answer everybody's problems. Hope you enjoyed this video.